Twitter files show Twitter acted as subsidiary of FBI. Now we're gonna break down this the Twitter files, and then we're gonna talk about what the FBI response to this information is. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go ahead and get started. Well, before we really get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my Instagram as well. Also, check out my merch store, my shop, where I got I Will Not Comply t-shirts. So check that out as well. All right, let's dig into the Twitter files. This Twitter file 6 here, and this is from the Post Millennial. On Friday, Matt Taibbi released the 6th installment of the Twitter files, covering the collusion between the social media giant and the FBI, with Taibbi saying the government agency acted as a subsidiary for the company before Elon Musk's takeover. And, I've been reporting this from the start, and, I definitely know the FBI was involved in this. The FBI was using Twitter to censor people, to basically get rid of people's free speech. Utterly ridiculous. But let's dive into this. This is the first thread here. The Twitter files, part 6, Twitter, the FBI subsidiary. Christopher Wray has been the director of the FBI since 2017. 2. Twitter files are revealing more every day about how the government collects, analyzes, and flags your social media content. Then we got a clip here. So before I play this clip, where are my headphones? We go ahead and play this clip here. That's good. All right, plug my headphones in. Then we can get into this. All right.
That these decisions were made appropriately in light of what has come out.
Which decisions? By whom?
By Twitter.
By Twitter on, okay. So look, we see this as an interesting or a coincidence, if I may, that...
Hold up, we'll stop it right from the jump. She said this was a coincidence. A coincidence. Okay, sure. Sure, you're right.
That he would so haphazardly, Twitter would so haphazardly push this distraction. That is a full of old news, if you think about it. And at the same time, Twitter.
You can tell she just have talking points. She just have a bunch of talking points they give her, and if anything goes off script or off her talking points, then she'll be she won't really get into it. The thing about the last spokesperson, what's her name? Her name escapes me. Oh, Jen Psaki. At least she was good with what she do, even though she would say circle back a lot. We'll circle back to that, but she still was good at what she do. Jean-Pierre is terrible at her job, and this is what happened. Like I always say, when you try to check off boxes, because she's part of the alphabet community and she's a black female, they put her up in this position even though she's not really good at it. And this is what happened when you don't have when you don't have meritocracy.
Twitter is facing very real and very serious questions about the rising volume of anger, hate, and anti-Semitism on their platform, and how they're letting it happen. And, the president said last week, more leaders need to speak out and reject this. And it's very alarming and very dangerous.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard today's edition of Human Events Daily, powered by Turning Point USA. Today is December 6th, 2020.
All right. So let's continue on here. Then you got Matt Taibbi here. This is just the actual Twitter thread here. Well, then we got 3. Twitter contact with the FBI was constant and pervasive, as it is as if it were a subsidiary. 4. Between January 2020 and November 2022, there were over 150 emails between the FBI and former Twitter trust and safety chief Yo Roth. Now, Yo Roth, that's the guy that Elon Musk fired. Thank goodness. We know that he wrote a graduate thesis, a graduate paper about allowing basically children on these dating apps, these gay dating apps, which was ridiculous. And he was basically given reasons why. His excuse was, well, we should allow them on the platform because they're using it anyway. Are you kidding me? What kind of reasoning is that? We got kids drinking underage. Should we lower the drinking age because they're gonna do it anyway? That's not a legitimate excuse. This guy is sick. He's disgusting, and I'm glad that Elon Musk fired this guy. Number 5. Some are mundane, like San Francisco agent Elvis Chan wishing Roth a happy New Year, along with the reminder to attend, quote, our quarterly call next week. Others are requests for information into Twitter users related to active investigations. All right, 6. This is where we start to get good. But a surprisingly high number are requests by the FBI for Twitter to take action on election misinformation, even involving joke tweets from low follower accounts. So even accounts like myself, where I don't have a lot of Twitter followers. I'm not, really too active on Twitter. I just basically post my YouTube videos on there. Every once in a while, I'll retweet something or put a little comment or something, but I don't really, put too much stock in Twitter. So even accounts like myself, if I was to joke or something like that, they will want to censor me on it. It's ridiculous that they were doing this. And the FBI was asking Twitter to do this. So basically using Twitter to get rid of your First Amendment. All right, 7. The FBI social media focused task force, known as FTIF, created in the wake of the 2016 election, swelled to 80 agents and corresponded with Twitter to identify alleged foreign influence and election tampering of all kinds. 80 agents. This was a task force. This was basically a FBI task force that would be on Twitter just to sniff out people for having wrong speak. 8. Federal intelligence and law enforcement reach into Twitter included the Department of Homeland Security, which partnered with security contractors and think tanks to pressure Twitter to moderate content. And they're still doing that. They're still pressuring Elon to moderate. 9. It's no secret the government analyzes bulk data for all sorts of purposes, everything from tracking terror suspects to making economic forecasts. 10. The Twitter files show something new. Agencies like the FBI and DHS regularly send in social media content to Twitter through multiple entry points, pre-flagged for moderation. So they got pre-flagged stuff that they send to Twitter. Oh my, this is just, it keeps getting better. Or I should say worse, really. And then, and I guarantee the media is going to be uninterested into this. They're not going to report on this. But yet they're up in arms for their journalists getting censored for doxing Elon Musk. You can't make this stuff up. All right, 11. What stands out is the sheer quantity of reports from the government. Some are aggregated from public hotlines. Taibbi tweeted a link to FBI El Paso with the post. 12. An unanswered question. Do agencies like FBI and DHS do in-house flagging work themselves or farm it out? You have to prove to me that inside the effing government you can do any kind of massive data or AI search, says one former intelligence officer. So that's what we got here. And we got this. We got this link here. Election day protocol for FBI headquarters is stand up a national election command post, which provides a centralized location for assessing election-related threats. Status reports and complaints are tracked. Have a tip, send it to tips.fbi.gov. So there's the tip line right there. Hello, Twitter contacts. The master canine quality of the FBI relationship to Twitter comes through in this November 2022 email, in which FBI San Francisco is notifying you it wants action on 4 accounts. 14. Twitter personnel in the case went on to look for reasons to suspend all 4 accounts, including Frama, who tweets are almost all jokes. So we got this is C sample below, so I'll check out the sample, including his civic misinformation of November 8th. And so here it is right here. So here's the joke right here. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Pull it up here. Twitter always loads slow on my computer for some reason. I don't know why. So while I'm waiting on that to load, let's continue on here. 15. Just to show the FBI can be hyper intrusive in both directions, they also asked Twitter to review a blue-leaning account for a different joke, except here it was even more obvious that Claire Foster, PhD, who kids a lot, was kidding. So they're censoring jokes now. The left is so unfunny. They're so unfunny. You can't even joke now. Let's see. Let's pull this up here. All right, here we go. I've reviewed this already. I skipped this part. Thanks, Patrick. I've escalated to get for a first pass. FBI folks, I've reviewed this already from TD perspective and suspended 3 of the accounts for multi-account abuse and banned evasion violations. And Rodrigo, could you please review from MA for possible civic misinformation or direct appropriate part of Git for their review, whatever that means. So let's check it out. Clowns to the left for me, jokers to the right. He said, I want to remind Republicans to vote tomorrow, Wednesday, November 9th. And this was a joke. I remember this tweet now. I remember this tweet. And they flagged him for it. Ridiculous. 16. Anyone who cannot discern obvious satire from reality has no place making decisions for others or working for the feds, said Claire Foster when told about the flagging. 17. Of the 6 accounts mentioned in previous 2 emails, all but 2, Claire Foster and from Ma, were suspended. In an internal email from November 5th, 2022, the FBI National Election Command Post, which compiles and sends on complaints, sent the SF field office, so San Francisco field office, a long list of accounts that may warrant additional action. I mean, they've really interfered in an election. The FBI. Agent Chan passed the list on to his Twitter folks. Twitter then replied with its list of action taken. Note mercy shown to actor Billy Baldwin. So he got mercy is basically what they're saying. I mean, the FBI was active, so active on censoring. I mean, I knew they were They were in it, but I didn't know it was this bad. Many of the above accounts were satirical in nature. Nearly all, with the exception of Baldwin and RSB Network, were relatively low engagement, and some were suspended, most with the generic thanks Twitter letter. When told of the FBI flagging, Lexi Tola replied, "My thoughts initially include: 1, seems like prima facie 1A violation. 2, holy cow, me, an account with the reach of an amoeba. 3, what else are they looking at?" All right, so we got 23 here. "I can't believe the FBI is policing jokes on Twitter. That's crazy," said Tiberius 444. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like, now satire is wrong, is included in wrong speak now. Now imagine, you see how bad the FBI is. Imagine if they actually had the disinformation governance board. It would be a lot worse right now. 24. In a letter to former Deputy General Counsel and former top FBI lawyer Jim Baker, name that we've been bringing up for years now, ever since Russiagate. This guy's name is in everything. But Jim Baker, on September 16, 2022, legal execs Stacia Cardill outlines results from her soon-to-be weekly meeting with DHS, DOJ, FBI, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. All right, let's see what else we got here. The Twitter exec writes, she explicitly asked if there were impediments to the sharing of classified information with industry. The answer: FBI was adamant no impediments to sharing exists. This passage underscores the unique one big happy family vibe between Twitter and the FBI. With what other firm would the FBI blithely agree to, quote, no impediments to classified information? That's a great question. At the bottom of that letter, she lists a series of escalations apparently raised at the meeting, which were already handled. About one, she writes, flagged a specific tweet in Illinois use of modems to transmit election results in possible violation of civic integrity policy. Except they do not use the tech in limited they do use the tech in limited circumstances. I mean, I had no idea that the FBI was so deep into Twitter. Another internal letter from January 2021 shows Twitter execs processing an FBI list of possible violative comment tweets. Here too, most tweets contain the same "get out there and vote Wednesday" trope and had low engagement. This is what the FBI spends its time on. I mean, everybody. I remember when them tweets was going around, but everyone knew it was a joke. It was satire. It was messing with people, and the FBI took this seriously. I don't get it. In this March 2021 email, an FBI liaison thanks senior Twitter exec for the chance to speak to, quote, you and the team, then delivers a packet of products. This is crazy. So the FBI liaison was sitting there talking to Twitter execs. 32, the executive circulates the, quote, products, which are really DHS bulletins stressing the need for greater collaboration between law enforcement and private sector partners. The feds are crazy. The ubiquity of the 2016 Russian interference story as stated pretext for building out the censorship machine can't be overstated. It's analogous to 9/11 inspired the expansion of the security state. While the DHS in its products pans permissive social media for offering operational advantages to Russians, it also explains that the, quote, domestic violent extremist threat requires addressing information gaps. Oh man, the FBI is just ridiculous. Again, you can't trust the FBI. I mean, ever since its inception from Hoover, The FBI was corrupt. Ever since then, they spied on Martin Luther King, tried to set him up. They spied on Malcolm X, and Aretha Franklin. I don't know why they were spying on Aretha Franklin. Why would you trust anything that has to do with the FBI? FBI in one case sent over so many possible volatile content reports, Twitter personnel congratulated each other in Slack for the monumental undertaking of reviewing them. So many, they was like, yeah, we actually got through all of that stuff that the FBI sent us. Good for us. There were multiple points of entry into Twitter for government flag reports. This letter from Agent Chan to Roth references Teleporter, a platform through which Twitter could receive reports from the FBI. So yeah, so that's the name of the thing. I know they had something that the FBI was sending this information to Twitter through. So they call it Teleporter. Wow. So they had a direct line through Twitter. So anyone they wanted to get banned, anyone they wanted to get censored or blacklisted or anything like that, they could send it directly through Teleporter. There were multiple points of entry. This letter from Agent Chan to Roth references Teleporter, a platform through which Twitter could receive reports. So here we go here. Wow, a direct line. That's like the bat phone. Reports also came from different agencies. Here, an employee recommends bouncing content based on evidence from DHS, etc. So if the FBI didn't like what you were saying, if DHS didn't like what you were saying, they would send it right through Teleporter, and then Twitter will follow through and ban you. State governments also flag content. Twitter, for instance, received reports via the Partner Support Portal, an outlet created by Center for Internet Security, a partner organization to DHS. Why was no action taken? Below, Twitter execs receiving an alert from California officials by way of our Partner Support Portal debate whether to take action on a Trump tweet. Wow. Here we go here. So and this is California officials. So you got California wanting Twitter to take action on the president of the United States. Here, a video was reported by the Election Integrity Project at Stanford, apparently on strength of information from the Center for Internet Security. If that's confusing, it's because the CIS is a DHS contractor, describes itself as partners with Cyber and Internet Security Agency, CISA, at the DHS. So that's what this is right here. A video was reported by Election Integrity Project at Stanford, apparently on the strength of information from the Center for Internet Security. If that wasn't, here we go right here. That's what this is right here. Reporting misinformation, what to report. I mean, so who decides that it's misinformation? Remember, these were the same people that said it was Russian collusion. These were the same people that said that Hunter Biden laptop was Russian misinformation. And it turned out that they were wrong on both accounts. The EIP is one of a series of government affiliated think tanks that mass review content. A list that also includes the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensics Research Laboratory and the University of Washington Center for Informed Policy. The takeaway: what most people think of as the deep state is really a tangled collaboration of state agencies, private contractors, and sometimes state-funded NGOs. The lines become so blurred as to be meaningless. They're revolving doors. That's why Jim Baker leaves the FBI. Did he leave or did he get fired? He got fired. They made him resign from the FBI, and he goes directly to Twitter. They're revolving doors. You see this all through government. Twitter Files researchers are moving into a variety of new areas now. Watch Barry Weiss, Schellenberger, MD, and this space for more soon. All right. The Twitter Files have been a series of reports made by Matt Taibbi, Barry Weiss, and Michael Schellenberger, detailing the behind-the-scenes conversations at Twitter over several years concerning the company's efforts towards censorship and information suppression. The files have shown that previous Twitter leadership, including CEO founder Jack Dorsey and Vijay Gadde, former Twitter lead counsel, lied about shadow banning conservative voices for years, and we all knew they were lying. They went. I remember they made a big deal of it going on Joe Rogan's show, and just lying. The files have revealed the deliberate efforts to censor stories around Hunter Biden's laptop from hell, and have detailed how Twitter executives, especially former head of Twitter Trust and Safety, Yoel Roth, who's a disgusting individual, devised a justification to ban the sitting president. Crazy stuff. So let's check out Gateway Pundit here. What they have to say about the FBI and its role in this, and what their excuses for this. All right. FBI responds to Twitter Files, Part 6. Shows their utter contempt for the American people and the First Amendment law. Now, mind you, the FBI is supposed to investigate things. They're supposed to protect Americans. They are supposed to protect our constitutional rights. And they are doing the exact opposite of that. They're actually hurting people, and they're actually making a mockery of our Constitution by doing things like suppressing people's free speech. Elon Musk's Twitter Files Part 6 was released on Friday. Journalist Matt Taibbi dubbed it Part 6, dubbed Twitter the FBI subsidiary. The latest release from Twitter on their private communications revealed the FBI communicated regularly with the social media giant to regulate, censor, and blacklist conservative voices in America. FBI agents communicated regularly with Twitter brass and requested accounts be taken down and removed from the public forum. The Gateway Pundit was removed in February 2021, and you still got some news outlets that are still not on Twitter. True News, who do great work. I love True News. They're a source of great information. They're doing some great stuff with it. From the stuff that they're doing on Ukraine right now, the investigations they're doing over there. They're still banned on Twitter, and all they did was retweet someone else. The FBI frequently recommended that content moderators look into specific tweets and take action against them if they violated misinformation policies. Many of these tweets were from users with very low follower counts who had engaged in satire and humor. And, we went over all of that already into detail. The latest release also reveals that the FBI had 80 agents working to identify alleged foreign influence and election tampering of all kinds, and to target anyone questioning the 2020 election results. I'm not going to go over that because we already went over this before. But this is what I do want to go over. The FBI on Friday released a statement following the damning Twitter Files release via Fox News. Quote, the FBI regularly engages with private sector entities to provide information specific to identify foreign, malign, influence actors, subversive, undeclared, covert, and criminal activities. So from everything that we just read, does any of that sound criminal that people were doing on Twitter? Does any of that sound covert? Does any of that sound undeclared? Does any of that sound subversive from what people was posting? Most of it was satire that they were censoring. So why would the FBI want that stuff censored? That's the question. And they go on to say private sector entities independently make decisions without what, if any, action they take on their platforms and for their customers after the FBI has notified them. So they're putting the onus back on them. They're saying, well, we don't make them do it. We don't make them censor it. We just we tell them we would like them to do it. We give them these our take on these things, and it's really up to them if they actually take action. Do you really think when the FBI come to these companies and say, hey, we really would like you to censor these people, we really would like you to take this thing down, you think they wouldn't do it if the FBI asked them? Come on, be for real. It was another arrogant statement that shows their utter contempt for the American people. How many of the thousands of conservative accounts that were taken down were promoting subversive, covert, or criminal activities? That's exactly what I was saying. What utter bull s, and I agree with that. On Friday night, attorney Jonathan Turley weighed in on the smug response from Twitter to this explosive document release. Jonathan Turley said, people still largely agree, I hope, that while the First Amendment applies to the government, it also applies to agents of the government. So if the FBI uses a proxy, uses an agent like Twitter, it's still censorship, violation of the First Amendment. Amen. I agree with that. Just because they say, well, it's really up to them if they do it or not. No, you basically tell them to do it, and who's not going to listen to the FBI? All right, so let's take a listen to this.
By proxy, you have dozens of FBI agents who supposedly were tasked to go through social media. You have 150 contacts with just one Twitter executive, giving lists of users that should be banned, including satirical sites. There's very little runway left for the FBI to continue to deny that there isn't a serious problem here. People, I think, largely agree, I hope, that while the First Amendment applies to the government, it also applies to agents of the government. So if the FBI uses a proxy, uses an agent like Twitter, it's still censorship. It's still a violation of the First Amendment.
That's right. That's right. It certainly is. So let's see if there's anything else pertaining to this Twitter thing. Let's see if there's any more takes here. Let's check my handy dandy feed here. Let's check out some of these headlines real quick. I know this not really pertaining to the Twitter stuff, but let's see. These are the richest billionaires in each country, setting the record straight on Iverson. I'm gonna call it Iverson because we know how the censorship is here. Where real wages are falling most sharply, leftists aren't capable of surviving economic collapse. Here's why. Central Asia's water wars are heating up. Green versus green, endangered flower may wipe out Nevada lithium mine. Let's see. Liberals who ditch Tesla should be aware of winter range anxiety among other EVs. Let's see. What else we got here? Tucker Carlson tells Tulsi Gabbard what changed his mind about Trump in 2015. Trump superhero trading cards sell out in 24 hours. That's pretty big. I'm still not big on these EFT things, but good for him. Former NFL player Jack Brule delivers powerful testimony at congressional hearing on school shootings. Lib presented with his past tweets after threatening to get Musk hauled in front of Congress. Is this you? Father of Highland Park shooter charged with reckless conduct in connection with helping son obtain gun. And just like that, suddenly author Stephen King cares about free speech. And that's another thing right now. That's what makes it so funny, because none of them cared about free speech at first. When conservatives was getting censored, they didn't say anything. And now that they're getting censored for doxing, they're getting censored, and rightfully so. They're getting suspended and stuff for that, and rightfully so. Now that's a problem. Almost 300 Obama admin emails on Hunter Biden relationship with Burisma set to be released. Y'all know I'm going to be on that, so be looking out for that. I'm going to get into that as soon as they release it, so be checking out my videos for that. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that alarm bell so you can be up to date on that. Feel Good Friday as I move into elderhood. Dick Van Dyke and Roger Barkley are my touchstones. Let's see. Kansas Eyes ending required college algebra. Too many students can't pass it. What? Algebra now? I don't get it. Film lad drops multiple truth bombs on Ye and his grifter leeches. Not a joke. Race hustler Al Sharpton holds summit of New York black leaders on state rampant crime. Malugin puts a lovable furry face on the border crisis. Matt Taibbi drops Twitter files. We already went into that. Pro Bowl wide receiver Tyler Lockett to undergo hand surgery, putting his season in jeopardy. That sucks for him. MSNBC medical analyst says it only makes sense for Americans to mask up again. No, thank you. Report LeBron. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see. Daily Wire here. We've got to stand up for it on both sides. Megyn Kelly calls on Musk to reinstate suspended reporters. Wow. Even though they're doxing him. Do you expect this man to reinstate them after they put his son's life in jeopardy? All right. Cambridge Dictionary defines woman as not a woman. Hollywood A-lister claims male directors throw the biggest hissy fits. House Democrats move to bar Trump from office. Journalist that Elon Musk gave Twitter files to calls him out. He shreds her with responses. FBI response to latest release of Twitter files. We already went over that. It's ugly. It's not pretty. Dahmer series creator says he disagrees. LGBTQ series movies should be about uplifting themes. Let's see what we got here. Here, the Daily Mail. Elon Musk left Twitter suspensions after abruptly hanging up on journalists. Oh, so he lifted suspensions now. J. Robert Oppenheimer, father of atomic bomb. J. Robert Oppenheimer, father of atomic bomb, has a black mark from U.S. government nullified. Joe Kennedy grandson, Robert Kennedy, to be named special envoy to Northern Ireland by Biden. Elon Musk scraps with journalist Barry Weiss 4 days after giving her access to his Twitter files. Biden lies about number of times visit Afghanistan, Iraq. Claims his uncle Frank awarded Purple Heart. This guy just lies on top of lies. El Paso mayor tries to walk out of press conference on immigration with microphone. Prince Andrew finally sells Swiss ski. I don't care about that. Calls for King Charles to strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of Sussex title. Faison Love said black people will use reparation money to buy Cadillacs and Mercedes. He ain't lying. Florida man is robbed of his $25,000 Rolex credit card and invited two brunettes at a bar home with him. Yeah, you gotta lock your stuff up if you gonna be doing that. All right, let's see here. What else we got here? Washington Examiner. Lawmakers scramble to pass sprawling spending bill before Christmas. No shows. Dozen of lawmakers capitalize on final days of proxy voting. Pelosi signals TikTok may soon be banned on government devices. White House to House Republicans on funding government. Be more like GOP, Senate GOP. QAnon follower Douglas Jensen jailed for 5 years after charging officer on January 6th. Biden told Congress he would go on holy war if it didn't pass damn burn pit bill. Administration announces purchase of oil for reserve, first since Biden drawdowns. Adam Kinzinger says GOP sheltering racists in farewell speech. This guy's a rhino if I ever saw one. Dave Updegrove, next chair of King County Council. Trump teases major announcement. Oh, this is old. So this old stuff there. Let's see. I went over all the Daily Mail stuff. Alright, so the Federalist. Elon Musk doesn't need an excuse for shutting down journalists. Again, we just read the headline from the Daily Mail. It's a recent headline that said that he reinstated them. Corporate media can stomp and cry all at once. Its special Twitter privileges are ending. I do agree with that. No, it's not fair-minded to defend journalists who use Twitter to dox their political enemies. I agree. Let's see. And then we got PJ Media here. Move over Disney. Carnival is grooming on the high seas. Sickness. I'm not even gonna click on that because it's just gonna enrage me. It's too late at night for me to be upset like that. So I'm not even gonna do it. School superintendent downplays transgender bathroom assault with a smile and a shrug. More ridiculousness that I'm not going to get into. Why are so many college students saying they're gay? Elon Musk shows how Twitter served as the FBI's lapdog. We went over all that. Kaepernick culture takes over NFL. Exec likens draft to slave auction. Craziness. Them guys get paid a lot of money. So if you're going to pay somebody all that money, you're going to make sure that they're in tip-top shape. I don't really see anything wrong with that. Carrie Lake scores a huge victory in her election challenge lawsuit. Trump's mojo is perilously close to a please clap moment. I don't know about that. You got a lot of conservatives now. They're turning their backs on Trump. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with Trump now. I mean, I still support him, but we'll see. The Free Beacon. Congress to track evidence of Russian war crimes in Ukraine. Poll. Majority of Americans believe Biden economy will get even worse in 2023. And I agree with that. I'm one of them people that think it's going to get a lot worse. So let's check out. Let's go ahead for giggles, for S and giggles. Let's see what this poll is about. A majority of voters believe the economy under President Joe Biden will worsen over the next year, according to a new Wall Street Journal poll. 65% of respondents said the economy is headed in the wrong direction, while 52% said it will get worse in 2023, the poll found. 67% of those polled, meanwhile, rated the strength of the economy negatively, compared with 32% who rated it positively. The numbers come as Goldman Sachs on Friday announced it will lay off thousands of workers, and U.S. banks warn of a looming recession. Again, I've been saying this for a while now. I think we're already in the recession. By definition, we are already in the recession, even though the government has been downplaying it. While Democrat respondents are optimistic about the economy, I don't know how. Independents and Republicans were far more pessimistic, the Wall Street Journal reported. Economic pessimism is strongest among Republicans, with 83% expecting the economy to worsen. Slightly more than half of independents feel that way, while 22% of Democrats do. Quote, our economic diagnostic had become partisan, said Democratic pollster John Analazon, wherever, who conducted the survey with Republican pollster Tony Fabrizio. Quote, if there was a Republican president, we might see the reverse. If the policy was different, I'm not looking at the president right now when it comes to a recession. I'm looking at the policies, regulations, all of that stuff. I'm not worried about who really the president is when it comes to my economic outlook. Mr. Fabrizio said Democrats aren't paying as much of a political price as one might expect for so many people having negative feelings about the economy. I agree with that. You would normally see that translate into being bad news for Democrats, he said. I think it's because a lot the media is not really talking about how bad it really is. So that's why I think if the media was actually being honest about it, about how dire the economic straits are, it would be a lot different. The Federal Reserve announced Wednesday that it's raising interest rates by 0.5%. So they're raising it again. 40% of voters said they view the Fed unfavorably, while 36% viewed it positively. The journal poll was conducted between December 3rd and 7th among 1,500 registered voters. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. All right, hold on one second. Oh, okay. All right, Joe Biden senior moment. All right, so that's something. Oh, let's see. Michigan Democrat push strict semi-automatic rifle ban in legislature. U.S. opens probe of Cruise robo-taxi breaking, clogging traffic. Jury finds former Texas police officer guilty of manslaughter and shooting death of Atiana Jefferson. University of California workers reach deal to end strike. Let's see. On this day in history, December 17, 1903, Wright brothers accomplished first flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. That's amazing. GOP election strategy: get smart about early voting, or get used to losing. New York principal reassigned after deficient handling lewd pictures of special needs kids. What? Something else that I will not click on because it's too late at night for me to be getting into that. I don't want to be that enraged before I go to bed tonight. This stuff it really enrages me. Kentucky woman wins $175,000 lottery jackpot from company holiday party. White elephant gift exchange. Wow. Oh, man. Laura Ingraham, she said, even liberals are not immune from consequences of Biden's bad policies. Yeah, everyone's suffering. Everyone's suffering from his policies. Tom Brady pushes back against notion he changed the Bucs game plan without coach's consent. U.S. continues to see an increase in violent crimes linked to vehicles with fake paper license plates. What? All right, let's see what else we got here. World Net Daily, my simple challenge to Fauci, CDC, FDA, Big Pharma. By the way, I love what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida, when he's taking it to the Supreme Court, and they're going to investigate and impanel a jury to investigate all these entities here: Fauci, CDC, FDA, and Big Pharma. What did Jesus say and do about Hanukkah? Climate activist, hypocritical and hilarious. Let's see, Gavin. He said, "I am not running." Newsom presidential plans. Good. No one wants him to run. By law, you are now a racist if you do not affirm same-sex marriage. Yes, Twitter is reforming, but big tech is still too powerful. The Queen Mary survives COVID better than ever. All right, let's see what else we got here. Norfolk Southern conductor trainee killed in Alabama railway accident. That's sad. Larry Kudlow, he said, Senate GOP support of the omnibus spending bill is a betrayal of House Republicans. Agreed. Agreed. Many parents fear inflation impact on college savings, survey says. California approves plan to cut fossil fuel demand by 86% by 2045. Go electric despite blackout problems. That is just ridiculous. They're forcing it. What if you don't have the technology to do it? Then what are you going to do? All right. Airbus Qatar trial to be split as A350 jet road rumbles on. Let's see here. Portnoy rips FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried as scam artist. Blast crying. Leftover must doxing rule. Still time to save. Let's see. What else we got here? I'm going to skip that. Knicks Derrick Rose greeted with unreal love by Bulls fans. Identity of Florida woman whose body was found in trash bag off Gulf Coast revealed. Lawsuit details student allegations against ex-LSU coach. He deserved the shot. Trump backs McCarthy for House Speaker. I don't get Trump at his picks, man. I don't get it. McCarthy, I don't get it. He lost. Look at all the seats he lost. This should have been a red wave, and it didn't happen. This was under McCarthy. How could you back this guy? I really don't get it. Court rejects bid by GOP-led states to keep Title 42 in place. Patty Mills didn't travel with Nets to Canada due to illness. Let's see. Anything else we got going on? FCC Commissioner card to Newsmax. Section 230 needs fundamental reform. And I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. It certainly does. Trump still backing McCarthy. Just went over that. I don't get how can you back this guy. New York court orders Yeshiva University to recognize the Alphabet Club. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Kyrie Irving, he had a buzzer beater, lifts the Nets to comeback win over Raptors. Good for him. Make sure there's no more news. This is big news here. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell's Twitter account reinstated. Good for him. EU cautions Elon Musk that Twitter will face sanctions for arbitrary account banning after demanding more censorship. See, they want it. They can't have it both. They can't have it both ways. The EU already threatened him. Was like, y'all, you need to bring back your board that that checks these. What's the name of the board? I can't think of the name of the board that censors people in Twitter. But they were like, you need to bring them back, or moderators. You need to bring back your moderators. You need moderation, blah blah blah. And then so he censored the journalists. Oh, now you don't need to. Now you don't need to do it. Pick a side. Pick a side, EU. Pick a side. Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe Twitter account reinstated. NBC suspends Ben Collins temporarily for criticism of Elon Musk that is not editorially appropriate. I think I did a video on that. I think I might have covered that already. Let's see. Any other news here? CDC uses your cache to hide studies showing defensive power of guns. So yeah, they're trying to make it where I think they're doing it now. When it comes to gun statistics, they used to not have people that use it for self defense. That wasn't included in the statistics, but now the CDC is using it in statistics to fluff the numbers up. So now, if you're using a gun to defend yourself, it counts in the statistics. Let's see here. Biden Justice Department sues Arizona and Governor Doug Ducey for building a border wall. So you can't even protect your state now. So the federal government is not going to do their job. So when a state goes in and try to do their job, they're gonna you get sued for it. Two anti-ethical billionaires. Let's see. National Review. FBI was in constant contact. We covered that already with Twitter. The best hope for a better Twitter. NBC News bars disinformation reporter. Again, we covered that already. Senate Dems overwhelmingly back military spending bill despite vaccine mandate repeal and blow to Biden. And I'm so glad they repealed that. I'm so glad. House passes bill to allow Puerto Ricans to vote on statehood. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. The Great Reset in action. Dutch government plan to shutter 3,000 farms. Heralds a new era for corporate control. And, I should have covered this. This is a pretty old. I think that's a pretty older article. This happened like days ago. But yeah, the Dutch government is shutting down 3,000 farms, and this is a time when people are struggling to put food on the table. And you're going to shut down all these farms, which is going to make the cost of food get even more expensive. Again, this is not just the United States this is happening in. This is all over the world. This is by design. This is to control the masses here. So even though people are already struggling to put food on the table, they're gonna get rid of all these farms and call it and try to say this is for green. This is for the planet. It's ridiculous. All right, let's see. Any more important news here? Some tech news. All right, that's it. But let me know what you think about all this news, especially when it comes to the Twitter drop 6. Let me know what y'all think about that. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.